Hey everybody, welcome to Brick Vault. Today is another LEGO Top 10 Mocks of the Week episode where I show you the coolest custom creations I happen to find people building in LEGO bricks throughout this last week. Like always, there's way more than just 10 cool creations to show off in this episode. Links to all the designers and more are in the description below if you want to learn more about them. And before we jump in, first I'd like to say that the custom building instructions that have popped up in the web store this week come from the designer Fukusaku, and it is the Micro Scale Republic Frigate. It's got some incredible details, tons of swiveling turrets, landing gear that actually folds out from the bottom and works really well. Plus, it does indeed scale with the rest of the micro models that we've also got up in the web store. Links to the full video plus instructions are all in the description below. That's www.brickvault.toys. And now let's check out some honorable mentions of the week. First, DP Studios has built the LEGO Halo mock. This is from Combat Evolved, a great little diorama here. Oscar Cedarwall has a few Star Wars busts with some excellent details. Brent Waller has a life-size looking PKE meter from Ghostbusters. Here's another amazing spaceship from Pico van Grootveld. This is the Stratomax Spitfire 4000. Eric has a wonderfully detailed blue engine. Here's a massive model from Jared. The T-65 X-Wing is absolutely huge here. Aero O'Conan has built a woolly mammoth that looks about minifig scale. Alrighty, now let's jump straight into top 10 mocks of the week. This is a collaborative build, a rather massive diorama. The title is Occupation of Batu, and it was built in collaboration with many Bricks Lab members. This is the same area that was built out for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. I love the brick built-in language that you have on the sides of the walls, and I also appreciate that the lighting on this diorama is pretty subtle in terms of inlaid windows and just a few highlights here and there. It isn't something that primarily relies on lighting, but certainly enhances the overall look. The ground detailing is nice and rough. The rock and tree organic details feel very natural, and there are of course plenty of scenes when you look closer and closer in terms of character interactions and just general function of the whole diorama. It really is an impressive piece. Silhouette style builds do not get nearly enough attention as they should. There are some wonderful techniques thrown in here. This is titled Lion Girl from the designer Paolo Loro. You most likely will be able to guess why this is called Lion Girl. Her hair certainly has a mane-like quality, and the texturing for all of those curls really pops well against the smooth silhouette style build for the outline of the face. This is a subtle approach to details within the LEGO building techniques and something you just don't see quite as often. Number 8 on the list moving down is from the builder Jack Frost, and it is titled Sword. A halo of fire is a new look for a demon-like creature. The hammerhead or saw-like sword blade is certainly a unique approach. I like the orange highlights that cut down the center, and the character itself has some wonderful posability to it. Also, this guy has a flail. Moving down, there is this incredibly intricate and strange magic castle from the builder Higuchi Sadaharu. I think we've looked at one or two modular sections of this larger build before, but some new photos of a new type of area have come up recently that show just a wonderful amount of chaos and craziness. The colors and lights play off each other extremely well. There's plenty of wonderful techniques when you look close at these details, and in general, this is just a feast for the eyes, one of the more visually grabbing elements that I've seen all month. Now, number 6 is a very interesting building creation. It is the Nakajin Capsule Residential Tower. This is a slightly dystopian universe, it seems, within LEGO here, and with not so much space and a lot of people living in a large city. Buildings like this seem to be popping up in this future or cyberpunk style universe where residents only get a tiny box to live in. You can see a little bit of laundry hanging out the window, one or two towels, some rust here and there, and just kind of an interesting corner arced edge of the street with a wonderful bit of signage at the very top. I've seen a handful of cyberpunk cities popping up here and there. This is certainly a building that I think would fit right in with the rest of those models. And now we're jumping on over to a build from Peter Carmichael. Some would argue that it's not quite almost Christmas time, but we are certainly getting in the holiday spirits, or many builders are. And this is one of those builds that seems to fit kind of perfectly as a fun display piece to have up during the holiday season. The title here is Motorized Christmas Tree, so there you have it. The train does in fact spin around the tracks. You've got some great details for presents piled up at the base of the tree, of which the tree itself actually does look quite organic. The lights are great, the colors are great, and the execution is done in such a way where it really does work as a fun piece to have up around the house. Switching gears entirely, we're now moving on to a build that I had to translate. It is titled Battle for France, and I do believe that this is a particular point in a particular battle that of course happened during World War II. The designer is Klemmbausteine, and there are just some excellent details to be had and to be seen on this small diorama. The building techniques for the crashed into building are absolutely excellent. The cracks along the plaster in particular feel very natural. The supporting beams underneath the first layer of the roof also look to be splayed out in a very realistic or convincing way, while at the same time you've got some pretty excellent details for vehicles themselves, as well as organic detailing and rubble at the base. Generally speaking, it is just an excellent bit of building. Now we're moving on to an also Christmassy themed model. Henry Pinto has titled this Aussie Santa. So it looks like we've got a portly white-haired bearded dude in some underwear, a Santa hat, and what I believe is one of those ankle braces that monitors whether or not you're leaving your house. Doesn't look like he needs to go anywhere anyways though. He's got his smokes, his beers in a cooler, and perhaps this particular Santa is just going to hang out for the holiday season. Excellent details, and in general, just kind of a fun, weird take on the holiday season in general. All right, we're jumping on over to a wonderfully clean design from Sven, aka Tenderlok. The title is Lego Peterbilt 359. It is just an extremely well-designed 18-wheeler front cab. I particularly like the building techniques for the windshield in the very front, the wheel well covers, and the incredibly seamless interlaying of colors, red, white, and black. This is by no means a rarely attempted vehicle for LEGO designers, but at this scale, I am seeing some of the cleanest techniques for this kind of model. It is really excellent. And now we're jumping on over to the final build of the week from the designer Lego Nuts. The title is Where the Heck Am I? This immediately brought me back to Last Action Hero vibes, where it looks like Chris Pratt and the dinosaurs from one of the Jurassic World movies is literally popping through the movie screen during a show with a full audience. The Chris Pratt character seems to be caught off guard, distracted more by the fact that he's not where he just was in the jungle, instead of being occupied with the fact that he's still inside a dinosaur's mouth. Excellent build for a large dinosaur. It seems to be styled similarly to that UCS Jurassic Park one, though the colors are quite different. I appreciate that there was so much detail given to the floor design and the wall texturing, and the massive amount of backlighting that you have coming from within the screen just adds for an extra bit of realism. We've got some great expressions for panic coming from all of the people trying to get out of the theater. It's just an excellent bit of design work, and that is going to be it for my personal favorite top 10 mocks of the week. Of course, there's way more than just 10. Links to everything I'm talking about. Check out our web store if you have not yet had time to do so. If you enjoy our content, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share, and we'll see you next time at Brick Vault.